Hey everyone, it's your man Bear Grylls here, and today we're going deep into the wild. No fancy gear, no safety net, just you and the raw power of nature. We're going back to basics, unearthing the survival wisdom of our ancestors. The kind of knowledge that kept them alive for centuries. We're talking about making fire with your bare hands, finding food in the middle of nowhere, navigating by the stars, and building shelter from scratch. These aren't just cool tricks. They're the real deal, skills that could save your life when the unexpected throws its worst at you. So get ready to ditch the comfort zone, embrace the wild, and discover the timeless survival hacks that lie dormant within you. Let's get started. Fire. It's the cornerstone of survival, providing warmth, light, and a vital boost to morale. But what if you're stranded without a lighter or matches? The ancient art of the bow drill harnesses friction to create fire. Gather a fireboard, spindle, bearing block, and tinder. Move the bow back and forth, spinning the spindle rapidly. Transfer the smoldering dust to your tinder nest and blow gently. Creating fire with your own hands is an incredible feeling. Out here, knowing your flora from your fauna can mean the difference between a full stomach and an empty one. Nature provides an abundance of edible plants, but it also throws in some nasty lookalikes that can do a real number on you. That's why knowing what to pick and what to avoid is crucial. Never eat anything you can't positively identify. When in doubt, leave it out. Start by familiarizing yourself with common edible plants in your region. Look for plants with familiar shapes, smells, and textures. For example, dandelion leaves are edible and have a slightly bitter taste. Clover, with its distinctive three-leaf pattern, is another safe bet. Avoid plants with milky sap, spines, thorns, or beans. These are often nature's warning signs, signaling potential toxicity. A good rule of thumb is the universal edibility test, which involves separating a plant into its individual parts and testing each part separately for any adverse reactions. It's a slow and methodical process, but it could save your life. The more you learn about edible plants, the more confident you'll become in your ability to survive and thrive in the wild. Shelter. It's your sanctuary from the elements, a place of refuge where you can rest and recharge. Knowing how to build a basic shelter can be the difference between a good night's sleep and a night exposed to the elements. The key to a successful shelter lies in choosing the right location. Look for natural formations that can provide some protection. Once you've found your spot, gather materials from your surroundings. Look for sturdy branches for support beams, leafy boughs for insulation and camouflage, and vines or cordage for binding. A simple lean-to shelter is a great option for beginners. Find two sturdy trees or rocks spaced a few feet apart and lay a strong branch across them to form the ridge pole. Lean smaller branches against the ridge pole at a 45-degree angle, creating a sloping roof. Cover the frame with layers of leafy boughs, starting from the bottom and overlapping like shingles. Your shelter should be small enough to conserve body heat but large enough to lie down comfortably. Pay attention to the direction of the wind and rain, and orient your shelter accordingly. Building a shelter is about working with nature, not against it, to create a safe haven in the wild. Water. It's the elixir of life, more precious than gold when you're out in the wild. But finding water is only half the battle. Ensuring it's safe to drink is just as critical. Even crystal clear water can harbor harmful bacteria and parasites. The most reliable method is boiling. A good rolling boil for at least 1 minute will kill off most harmful pathogens. But what if you don't have a pot or fire? You can use a clear plastic bottle to purify water using the power of the sun. Leave it out in direct sunlight for at least 6 hours, and the UV rays will neutralize most harmful bacteria. Another method is to create a natural water filter. Find a large plastic bottle or container and carefully cut off the bottom. Layer the bottle with cloth, charcoal, playground sand, pebbles, and gravel, starting with the gravel at the bottom. This creates a series of layers that trap sediment and impurities. Water purification is not a guessing game. It's about taking the necessary steps to ensure your survival. Always purify your water before you even think about taking a sip. Imagine this. You're deep in the wilderness. The sun has dipped below the horizon and you're surrounded by a sea of trees. Your compass has gone kaput, and your map is nothing more than a soggy mess. What do? You look up. For centuries, our ancestors relied on the stars to navigate, and with a little practice, you can too. The key is to find the North Star, Polaris. It's the anchor of the northern sky, a beacon that remains fixed while other stars appear to rotate around it. To locate Polaris, find the Big Dipper, that easily recognizable constellation shaped like a giant ladle. The two stars at the end of the Dipper's handle, Merak and Dubhe, point directly to Polaris. Once you've located Polaris, you've found north. From there, you can determine your other cardinal directions. South is opposite north, east is to your right when facing north, and west is to your left. Navigating by the stars takes practice. Familiarize yourself with the constellations, learn their patterns, and practice finding your way, using only the night sky as your guide. The stars have guided explorers and adventurers for millennia. They're a celestial map, always there to guide you, even in the darkest of nights. Out here, fishing isn't about fancy rods and reels, it's about resourcefulness and understanding fish behavior. Handlining is simple and effective. Use a branch, line, hook, and bait. Lower your line, feel for a bite, and tug. Build a fish trap with rocks and branches. Try spearfishing with a sharpened stick. Find natural bait like insects and worms. With patience and skill, you'll succeed. Cordage, the unsung hero of survival. It holds everything together. From shelters to tools to securing food, a strong cord is invaluable. Make it from materials underfoot. Look for fibrous plants. Good options: nettle, dogbane, milkweed, willow. Peel fibers from stems or bark. Gather enough fibers. Start twisting. Hold two strands together. Twist away from you. Let them twist around each other. Add more fibers as needed, until desired length and thickness. Braid for added strength. Divide into 3 strands. Braid like hair. Creates a strong, flat cord. Experiment with different fibers. Improve your technique. Discover a talent for knot tying. Out here, the wilderness whispers secrets, and those who learn to listen can unlock a world of knowledge. Tracking is about more than just following footprints. It's about reading the language of the land, understanding the subtle signs and signals that animals leave behind. Start by sharpening your observation skills. Pay attention to the ground, looking for tracks, scat, disturbed vegetation, and other telltale signs of animal activity. Learn to identify different types of tracks. Each animal has a unique footprint, and with practice, you can learn to distinguish between a deer's hoof print and a raccoon's paw print. Scat, or animal droppings, can also provide valuable information. The size, shape, color, and contents of scat can tell you what kind of animal left it behind, what it's been eating, and even its approximate age and health. Tracking is a skill that takes time and patience to develop. The more you practice, the better you'll become at reading the subtle clues and uncovering the hidden stories of the animals that share this planet with us. The wilderness is a living pantry, brimming with edible plants just waiting to be discovered. Foraging, the ancient art of gathering wild food, is a skill that connects us to our ancestors and provides a sustainable way to nourish ourselves in nature's embrace. But before you start munching on every berry and mushroom in sight, remember this cardinal rule: never eat anything you can't positively identify as safe. When in doubt, leave it out. Start by learning about the edible plants that grow in your region. Field guides, online resources, and local experts can provide valuable information about identification, harvesting, and preparation techniques. Pay attention to the plant's shape, size, color, texture, and smell. Some common edible plants include berries, nuts, fruits, roots, leaves, and flowers. Avoid plants that grow near roadsides, industrial areas, or other sources of pollution. Foraging is about more than just finding food. It's about respecting the land and harvesting sustainably. Take only what you need, leaving enough for the plants to regenerate and the animals to thrive. Out here, injuries can happen. A twisted ankle, a nasty scrape, a throbbing headache. These are the occupational hazards of exploring the wild. But fear not, nature provides a wealth of natural remedies that can soothe your aches, pains, and ailments. One of the most versatile plants in the wild is plantain. This unassuming weed, often found growing in lawns and meadows, has powerful anti-inflammatory and antiseptic properties. Crush the leaves into a poultice and apply it to cuts, scrapes, burns, and insect bites to reduce pain, swelling, and the risk of infection. Another useful plant is yarrow. This feathery-leaved plant, with its distinctive flat-topped flower clusters, is a natural styptic, meaning it helps to stop bleeding. Crush the leaves or flowers and apply them to minor cuts and wounds to promote clotting. For digestive issues, ginger is your go-to remedy. This pungent root can help to soothe nausea, indigestion, and stomach cramps. While natural remedies can be effective for treating minor ailments, it's essential to seek professional medical attention for serious injuries or illnesses. So there you have it, 10 timeless survival hacks that have stood the test of time. These aren't just cool tricks, they're the real deal. Skills that connect us to our ancestors and empower us to survive and thrive in the wild. Remember, these old-fashioned survival hacks are not just relics of the past, they are valuable skills that can help you in any survival situation. Practice these techniques and keep the knowledge alive. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more survival tips and tricks. Stay adventurous, stay safe, and I'll see you out in the wild.